Good girl. Great line.
Oh my god.
Great line. Okay.
Yes.
Nice.
Remind me to explain all these, especially the way these work. to explain it to you guys. Is she the last dog?
Yes.
Okay. Perfect demonstration of exactly how and why I set the hides the way I did. What you see, when we talk about the converging odors, I set them up so that they would converge the way they did. I didn't know the wind was going to be this heavy on this. Plus, it circulates, changing direction constantly. But it still works the same way. So that with these hides in a line, basically, they're in a line here, but not once that wind picks them up. Then that wind picks them up and blows them right into where there's two more highs, one high, one low. Then secondly, it's going to bounce this direction over here. Then it's one on the ground.
Yeah.
Now, when the dog's working over there, he's working the ground level. And you saw Chappy hit the ground from over there and go just like a rocket right to where you need to go. Because it happens just like in the interior. The odors gravitate to where they cannot move any further. They can't go any further, so now they follow that line. And that's what the dogs learn out here. That's why they go to the ground a lot. Because any odor that is moving, no matter what the wind's doing to it,
Okay.
it'll skip on the ground. And so they can actually hit it. And then, like she does, like this, following it, where it's skipping off that ground. And then when you get it converged together, remember, they will not mix, but they'll run side by side with each other. And the heavy winds will cause them to, even though they like two magnets try to come apart from each other, the winds will keep them together. So you got lines going like that. So when you got this one blowing in here, those two over there blowing, that wind's blowing this way, all of it's hitting here and going straight up. That one especially will go straight up in the air.
Remember the rock drop last year under
Yep. Yep,
the
that
solar panels?
panel.
We had the same
Exactly.
trouble. It was the same type of thing, right?
Yep. And that's what you'll see a lot of. And so you learn what the dogs can communicate it pretty clear to each other that way. And when you start learning more and more, you experiment by trying different things, you start seeing what their communication is. And you'll see the instinct communication and then actually what they're actually trying to communicate sometimes. And what they try, and they'll catch themselves. They want to do like half sentences real fast. You know, I don't want to tell anybody. They don't really want to, but their instincts can't help them, so they do.
The jumping up.
Yeah. So when she's coming over here, she's evaluating all of them and all the poles because the odor that comes up is not the same as the one that's hitting and going up those poles. So she's climbing way up to check them because she's got the ability to hop that way, and she uses that for her jump to get there. And that's why. And that's why I was going to tell you guys, this ground wind is coming in the wind strong. When it hits that, whatever the support is for that cable,
Yeah.
like that, it just sends it straight up 90 degrees. Well, when it can't go straight up, though, can it? It hits that table and then directs one way or the other. So you're getting all of that again the same way. So for me, strategy-wise, if I'm going to do a picnic area like this, or the same way in a cafeteria I've done it, is I'll work one end of it that way, depending on what the air is doing, and then work the other end of it. And then I work back and forth between them. Because somewhere in there, the dog told me right away he's got odor in there. He cannot pin it on his own very well.
Okay.
So I'll take him in and out just like cars, where you're separating them. That's the
Right.
strategy you want to use. Then, again, the same way. Chappy did a real good job. The high one over there, you saw it. He tracks it on the ground. And now it comes up to it. Because, again, the same way. When that ground hide is up there, or when that higher hide the way it is, it's not that high.
No.
And when that wind is hitting it, it drives it to the ground. And that's why, the reason why we get gusts of winds like this is not because of up here. It actually hits the ground. And it's constantly bouncing off the ground. And that's what causes those gusts and changes.
Right.
Because it changes with the lay of the land. And so that's what the dog is working. He got probably 3 of those hides were all just like a little ribbon freeway going out through there. But he had that one, which he already had the other one. So he knew then when he was coming back, now this is the clean one, and it stayed clean for him. Clean enough for him to go right up to it. And that's what you're seeing.
Clean from out there.
Yeah,
Under the
out
table.
there.
Total dead straight line.
Yep, exactly.
With
That
purpose.
one, just that's that one split second when all of a sudden it's just moving out of the way.
Right.
You know? And 10 seconds later, he'll be doing something
Yeah.
different again.
Right.
So typically when they hit like a pole or a tree low and go up, is that a lot of times a ground hide behind you that is blowing
Sometimes.
onto it?
Sometimes. But see, you can't put anything in concrete.
Yeah.
You gotta, all of it. That's why I tell you, you can then now apply this to what happens you see in an interior. Warehouses especially. very, very similar to warehouses. Warehouses that are, and the less busy that warehouse is, the more so it's more like out here. Because you'll see the floor work the way it does, you'll see the roof work the way it does out here, and you'll see once they hit the walls. You know? And then of course you put rows of pallets in there, you're just making similar walls, like a bunch of partitions, and you're going to get the same thing like these tables are. But remember, these kinds of tables do not actually block the odor, it just deflects the odor.
Yeah, I mean, that was hard.
And that's why when he picked that odor up, then he'd chase out and he'd lose it. Because, but he doesn't, his instinct is so good, he doesn't go, shit, and then start trying to backtrack. No, that's logic. They don't use logic. Instead, his instinct doesn't circle out, get back around, wait for it to happen again. He's actually doing what I told him, like the evaluation, but he was like my Labradors. They won't stand still to evaluate, they keep moving. You know, do it in circles, the Labradors do. He does a lot of that circling too, the same thing. And that's how he's doing evaluation. They change, and if it changes, then he starts picking out what he needs out of it. Indy does that same thing. And that's why when you're working Indy, you got to watch for it, and then but watch for those kinds of things. All that jump, like you see them, like I say,